In the center of Japan, next to the Japanese Alps, the small town of Hakuba has become internationally recognized as a mecca for outdoor lovers. From snow sports in winter to hiking and camping in summer, the valley changes drastically over the 4 seasons and can get bitterly cold in the winter months. We've just finished a day on the slopes, so join us for a cozy night in the van as temperatures get down well into the minuses.
Well, we just finished on the slopes. It was a pretty successful day. We were actually trying stuff in the snow park for once, trying like ramps and like jumps and stuff, which was really good until disaster struck and Amy's boot completely tore apart. So that's the end of the day, maybe the end of the season too. These were only like $30 from Book Off, so not too sad to see them go. But it's right about time that we move on and we go to the onsen, which is probably one of the best parts about traveling around in Japan in winter. Let's go.
Before we put the boards away, I also just want to show one of my favorite stickers. Not one, the favorite sticker that I have on my board. I want to slip over snow forever from Madalao, one of my favorite ski resorts. What a great English translation.
Alright, so we are getting ready to go to the onsen. I got my bag with my change of clothes in it, and I also got this little basket, right? In my little basket I got a towel, just this small little face towel which you use to dry yourself off with. Usually you can actually take a big towel as well, but I'm a seasoned vet, I only need a little one.
Righto.
But I also take like a bunch of like creams, like moisturizers, soaps and creams, because sometimes the soaps at the onsen aren't like the best in the world, or sometimes they just don't even have it, so it's always good to have your own for backup and the moisturizers and stuff, because winter does crazy things to a person's skin here. It's just so dry. Anyway, I am actually freezing cold because like the wind is just so nasty right now, so I'm gonna go hop in.
Oh, see ya.
With most campers in Japan not coming equipped with showers, onsen are a place where you can both get clean and relax after a long day of adventuring. Winter is easily the best time to enjoy one, with the warm water and snow all around you. We couldn't film in the public onsen in Hakuba, so these shots are from a different one. But you can find these kinds of onsen all across Japan. On average, they're usually around 800 yen per person for entry. I have onsen glow. The onsen was so warm. It was actually like 43 degrees this time, so pretty hot actually. But I feel so good right now, especially when it's so bloomin' windy outside. I think it's gonna be down to -10 tonight. But the next part of our night routine is going to the grocery store so we can get ingredients for dinner. Roy's really hoping for a ramen, but I'm really not sure if that's gonna happen because we're just cooking in the back of the van and we would need a meal prep kit for that. So maybe curry or something will be more doable. But we'll see. Let's go and see what's there.
I'm so disappointed. There's no ramen meal kit. I could actually cry.
Your face looks so sad.
I don't know what to do now. Like
Maybe
my heart
curry.
is set on that.
Here's all the not ramen food kits. Maybe this one will cheer up Roy. What do you think, Roy? Pikachu curry? I mean Pokemon curry? Will that cheer you up?
Things were not looking so good for Roy's ramen dreams. But we were feeling optimistic, so we grabbed a bunch of ingredients and hoped that we could find a ramen kit elsewhere. Our park up for the night was Hakuba's roadside rest stop. This is just one of hundreds of rest stops throughout Japan that provide a free, safe spot to park overnight. They're also where you can buy lots of products from the local area, and where we finally had success in finding a fairly legit looking ramen kit. So it was time to put the van into cooking mode. So this is kind of the unglamorous side of being in the van, where he's just put all of the snowboards in the front here. Because we keep them in the back, but then, if they're in the back over here, then it means that we can't really sit down under here and put our feet properly. So, it is what it is.
Maybe a rack would be nice. or like a rack on like the roof or like the back, but
Look how much what's that called? Smoke? Not smoke. Steam. Fog is coming out.
it's really cold tonight. It's honestly going to get down to like seriously into the minuses.
Let's get inside.
Yeah.
Cold outside and cozy inside.
There is nothing better than being warm in a cold, cold world.
A cold, cold world.
It's seriously cold outside.
It is. It stopped snowing though, so that's kind of nice. But I think like it's just in for a cold night. But the diesel heater's already on. And Jesse, let's cook.
It's time to cook. Jesse. Oh.
If you know anything about cooking ramen, you would know actually it's a very long process. It can be, you know, multiple days. We're just going rough and ready here. But we tried to go with, like, alright ingredients. We've got spicy eggs, we've got bamboo shoots, menma, we've got green onion. We even invested in some pork that looks good. So, I reckon it's only going to take 10 minutes to put together, so let's get into it. Well, I don't want to toot our own horns, or Roy's, because he did all the cooking and I just held the camera, but look at this! Ta-ta! This looks like the real proper stuff, even though it just was put together in 10-15 minutes. But we must do a taste test. This is the real moment. The noodles are really good. They're, I mean, you can choose in ramen shops what hardness you want them. I quite like mine hard. And these are good. These are not like, you know, too soft. But the broth, this is the main thing. Oh no. But the broth, that's the main thing. It's quite flavorful actually. Actually, it's really good for a packet mix. Wow. Oh, I think this is the best thing we've made in the van so far. We'll check back in after we've eaten because I think we need to enjoy this now.
Moments later.
Next step in the night routine is, well, as you can see behind me, washing up all the dishes from dinner. It was really, really delicious. As I said, probably the best thing that we've really ever made. Maybe not just in the van, but ever. Yeah, there's a lot of washing and, you know, unfortunately because we're in the van, where did it go? We've got an empty Pocari Sweat bottle here and we've got a little bit of like just leftover broth that we couldn't eat, and like we don't really want to put that down the sink into our tanks. So, and you know, we can't put it anywhere out here, we're in a rest stop, so I'm going to pour that into the Pocari Sweat bottle and we'll have to take that home with us back to Tokyo and dispose of it there. That is the true living in a van. The real story. Anyways, I'm going to start washing all this up now and then we can actually get a little bit cozy. Delicious.
It's not the weirdest thing I've seen in Japan. They do actually sell bottled ramen juice. Not ramen juice.
Broth?
Ramen broth in the vending machines.
Do they really?
Yeah, they do.
I didn't know that. There you go. We could have just got our ramen from a vending machine.
Alright, well, I'm absolutely busted. I guess the early start for snowboarding kind of really took it out of me.
Your eyes are quite bloodshot.
Yeah, I feel like they are. But yeah, snowboarding today was pretty fun, although I guess this entire season, I don't know if you guys have heard about it, has been not too great for snow. I don't know if this is a worldwide thing, but there just hasn't been much snowfall, and skiing and snow sports hasn't been fantastic for people who like to play around in the fresh pow.
Yeah, it hasn't been so good. I'm interested, what has it been like in other areas of the world, I guess? Because you were telling me like some ski resorts haven't even opened this year. That's how bad some of the snow has been.
Yeah.
And so basically that means this is probably going to be our last winter video, I think. It's now almost towards the end of February. And yeah, spring is
coming up real fast.
Yep, just around the corner.
Yeah. And we have some exciting plans ahead after finishing the winter travel.
I don't know, I feel like this news is just like too big to drop. I don't know, how do you drop news like this? We're gonna move. Yeah, it's about time we get out of our shoebox in Tokyo. And so the big idea, the grand plan is leave Tokyo.
For the countryside.
For the countryside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we spent 4 years in Tokyo. Of course, we've been in and out of vans and stuff. But like our home base has always been Tokyo. And finally, like we've got life set up where we can work remote mostly and it's time. So yeah, hopefully we can show in the next videos kind of like the last days of Tokyo. We can show some apartment hunting. We're looking for renting in Nagano, hopefully out in the countryside. And hopefully if we can get a place, then show that as well. But yeah, we're really excited, aren't we?
Yeah, really excited. There's a bunch of hurdles to jump through, but you know, I kind of hope that we can kind of document it all, come along on the journey with us. The perils of renting in countryside Japan, I guess.
Yeah, we have no idea what it's going to be like.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting.
Well, last thing of the night is to brush the teeth. Actually, for the past like 2 months now, our water pump has actually been broken. So we had to take that into the mechanic to get fixed. We didn't actually show any of that, but that was a bit of a unglamorous happening. And oh boy, does it feel good to have a working water pump again, because we don't have to go outside in this cold weather to brush our teeth. But you know, we still need to go outside to like go to the bathroom and stuff, which is pretty customary for van life in Japan because the majority of campers here don't come with toilets. Well, tomorrow is supposed to be a absolutely beautiful day, so time to get to bed. See you tomorrow.
Hakuba is full of Australians during the winter months, so we took the opportunity to treat ourselves to an Australian-style breakfast before spending the morning having a wander around the area.
Alrighty, well, we survived the coldest night in our van so far. Although, I mean, with the diesel heater, we barely even felt it when we were inside. But as soon as you like stood outside, like you really felt the cold so much.
That's true, but today, as you can see, there's sun and it's out. And we've been exploring Hakuba and look at this lovely shrine temple thing behind us.
Beautiful.
It is, but winter's over. It's over.
It's over.
I'm declaring it. Even though there's so much snow behind us. But next up for us is moving out of Tokyo. So do hit subscribe so you can see and come along on that chapter with us. And, well, I guess we'll see you then.
See you in the next one.
Bye.